This is the last stop on this tour of record stores in Stockholm for this time. This is Nickas Records, formerly known as Mosebacke Records. Might look like some kind of a art gallery, but inside, in the back, they have a record store where they're selling. It's a record store that is very much DJ oriented, with a lot of 12-inch and club music that plays in the background and stuff like that. A lot of dance music, but they also have a great bunch of normal vinyl also. So I've been here a couple of times, at least once, since they have this new arrangement with the art gallery. I think it's pretty smart to have combined two business corporation in one store, an art gallery and a record store. But I've been here more times when they were Mosebacke Records and regular record stores before. But let's go inside and see what we can find. This is Mosebacke. It's a place I also like very much. As I said, it has, of course, a kind of history in Swedish entertainment, but also it's a very beautiful place where people are relaxing, sitting at benches and buying some hot sausage, hot dogs and stuff like that. This right there, the yellow house here, is a theater, so very beautiful. Yeah, I'm back here at at the hotel room here, and going to prepare for go out and eat something before we go to the show. And going to show what I found. First of all, some of them I showed there, but I'm showing a summary of all the things. As you saw, the MFSB. These ones I have so high expectations of. Shake That Thing. This is a compilation of 20s jazz orchestra, 1920s jazz orchestras. I like these kind of very early dancing / big band jazz. So it's going to be very interesting. Also released on Living Era, one of the better low budget labels for jazz. This one I bought at mycket serie en vinyl. 1959 Monterey Jazz Festival, and this is a jazz concert with Jimmy Witherspoon, Al Hines, Woody Herman, Roy Eldridge, Coleman Hawkins, Ben Webster and so on, Mel Lewis. It's going to be very interesting. It doesn't say when it's from, but 1959. Also I bought this Gilbert O'Sullivan himself from 1972. And I also bought Carly Simon, No Secrets, containing her big hit You're So Vain. It's a great song. This one is really special. I've seen it a couple of times, but now I realize that I want to give it a shot. I don't know, it could be bad, it could be pretty good actually. This is Duke Ellington. Besides playing an own suite, they also play, Duke Ellington Orchestra play Griegs Per Gynt suite. If the Norwegians were a little bit mad at Charlie Norman, as I told in the 1950s 10 from 1 chart, for making a boogie version of Anitra's Dance Boogie, imagine what they would feel like if they heard a big band version of it. Aura, Like I Like It. Aura is an American soul band from the 80s. I like the song You and Me Tonight. That one is not on this one, but I got curious about how they sound like. So this is a little blind buy, but I'm going to give it a shot. Red Garland Trio, Groove, with Paul Chambers bass and Art Taylor drums from the 50s. And Maynard Ferguson and Newport Suite. This Benny Carter Orchestra, the radio years. I think I have another CD with this series, the radio years. This is radio shows with Benny Carter Orchestra. I have very little of Benny Carter Orchestra on CDs, so it's going to be very interesting. So, now let's go out and have some food. This is what I call the pizza. Here at Patricia Pizza, we're having a great meal with here you see a bunch of happy crowd marching out from Johanneshov after a magnificent show. My body hurts because it wasn't the most comfortable chairs inside. But boy, this was an experience of a lifetime. I've been following professional wrestling for, well, next year is 30 years. 30 years I'm following wrestling in one way or the other all the time. And now finally I get to see it live. This is an experience I will live on forever, I think. I bought myself some souvenirs. An AJ Styles t-shirt, AJ Styles gloves. So I think that is the only downside, I think, was the merchandise was too little merchandise. But I got AJ Styles stuff, so I shouldn't be complaining, but otherwise it was a fantastic experience to be here. So I'm very, very satisfied. AJ Styles gloves look phenomenal, right? Some hamburgers for dessert. I know it has been the weekend with the most thinnest food, but nightlife here in Stockholm. is rolling. There's people at the restaurants. And they're drinking, they're eating, talking. Loaded with bus that rolls away all at the same time. And taxi cabs loaded up one by one. Well, let's pass the street. This is a church, up lighted in the night. Downside, the bar is heading towards midnight. It's time to go back. I'm tired right now, and little aching shoulders. And it's time to hit the sack. Tomorrow, going by train back. So it won't be a record hunting back then, but it's been a really, really nice day. Both with records and a nice show. Morning. It's Sunday. It's the date when we go home. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the trip, extremely satisfied, and the rooms have been okay. I'm not going to rate it the best I have been to. The mattresses in the bed slippery, so I was almost going down on the floor when I turned around during the night, but it's okay. It's definitely okay. It's far better than hostel bed and breakfast this autumn. So I haven't seen any rats. so the hygiene is definitely great. So it's been okay room, definitely. The breakfast is definitely really good here because they have definitely more to choose, more alternatives than they had in the hostel bed and breakfast, and cleaner breakfast, of course. You can see I was in a pressed up boutique filled with magazines, and they had a whole lot of musical magazines, including I saw Orkesterjournalen, is the Swedish magazine for jazz, who I read monthly at the library, but I don't think I've ever seen it in a shop. So it's very interesting. But I also thought it was very interesting to see a coloring book with Carl Barks. When I was growing up reading Donald Duck magazines, I hardly ever... I should be glad if they even mentioned who the artists, who the drawers of Donald Duck magazines were. I'd be glad if I knew who Carl Barks was, because they didn't think that young kids cared about that. And now all of a sudden they have a coloring book for young children with Carl Barks. It's interesting how the reading of magazines had developed. One thing that I like about Stockholm, that is these very small and specialized stores that actually normally shouldn't have a market. I mean, this is a pure guitar boutique. We're not talking a big instrument store. We're talking a specialized guitar boutique for service of guitars. In Sundsvall that wouldn't be possible because there would be no market. We have huge instrumental stores, but not as someone who's just specialized in guitars and have these kinds of names that would be impossible to have the store go anywhere outside Sweden. Halkans, with a just sort of an ordinary nickname for someone.
Och det är spår nummer 2 som vi rullar in på Sundsvall. För det som åker vidare med tågkompaniet mot Nordmaling så går det tåget från spår nummer 1. Och nummer 1 åker vidare färd mot Nordmaling. Det som blir bytt till buss. Det som åker vidare med bolaget Lindtur nummer 331 mot Sollefteå. Avgångstid klockan 16:15.
Now we're finally approaching Sundsvall railway station. We're home. The trip is over and time to go home and listen to all of these, put them in the database and have a great time. It's been, as I said, a really great, fantastic weekend here in Stockholm. So time to leave it and thanks for being with us. Good night, good morning, wherever you are. Yeah, I'm sitting here now waiting for the train and I'm happy to leave this crap. This horrible trip I've been to. I mean, the records I bought were crap. I mean, the hotel sucked. The show was one of the worst piece of crap I've ever seen. And I just had one pillow at the room. Can you imagine? And I don't know. The food was totally tasteless. It was garbage. This trip was totally wasteless. Just kidding.